Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Fly versus Colorful. This game taking place here on Northern Isle. Fly has spawned as the orange orc player on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Colorful has spawned as the red night elf on the top right. Should be a great matchup here as things are already getting underway. Let's go ahead and speed things up to that, well, more interesting 2-minute mark when we see the heroes make their way out and, well, strategies are brought into play. Ancient of War going to be training up an archer, taking some damage, trying to level up that hero. The hero will be a Keeper of the Grove, going up against, well, a Blade Master. So Blade Master and Grunts going up against Keeper of the Grove and Archer early on. Pretty standard plays of overall as the Blade Master tries to go after this Murloc Flesh Eater and that Huntsman, perhaps trying to get some very powerful items early on. Back off to the north, Keeper of the Grove already finishing off these creep camps fairly easily, picking up a Gloves of Haste for faster attack speed. As things are moving on across the map now, the Blade Master already picked up some items, dual healing salves and a scroll of speed, and you better believe that he has some plans to get some harassment damage in while also healing himself up. The Keeper of the Grove already getting in some treants and now hoping to clear out perhaps or get to level 2 in order to get some entangles onto some of these peons back here. We are teching the tier 2 already on one side. Colorful not yet teching the tier 2 as of yet, still training up a handful of wisps as the Keeper of the Grove unable to get that level up due to the harassment of the Grunt off on the other side of the map here. So this creep camp was not cleared out, thereby not giving level 2 Blade Master, still running a bit of laps around with that Keeper of the Grove, finally breaks free from that chase. A peon here may try and hide amongst all of these units. There it goes. Going to go ahead and jump inside that gold mine. Gets entangled. There's a shadow meld on Colorful's archer, and he'll be able to hide away once again. All right, some weird, interesting engagements so far throughout this matchup. We're looking at, well, a Grunt who doesn't have to worry about the Keeper of the Grove, as the Keeper of the Grove isn't at level 2 as of yet. Level 2 would have meant a quick entangle and then some follow-up damage with really no problem. Back at the home of Colorful, we see the tech to tier 2 has just been started, while Fly having a big lead in the tech advantage, perhaps going to try and, well, go into dual bestiaries momentarily, or perhaps get some shamans for that all-important purge. Blade Master now going after an Archer. Archer has no problem healing back up, and once again just going into that cautionary play early on, both sides trying to feel each other out, and both sides not getting higher levels on their heroes just quite yet. All right, Blade Master down to 530 hit points, and, well, there was a Windwalk there to use that healing salve more effectively, as that, well, Huntress had no idea where that Blade Master went off to. All right, more engagements. Blade Master ready to finish off this Archer. No, Archer ends up getting shadow melded once again. No Dust of Appearance, and instead perhaps going to try and go after this Flesh Eater. No Windwalk strike after all of that time, as it was just breaking cooldown there. Murloc Flesh Eater's gonna go after the treants. Level 2 finally on the Keeper of the Grove. There is that entangle. There's a Staff of Teleportation inbound as the Blade Master gonna try and engage and perhaps try and save this Grunt, but it does not look very good. All right, Grunt about to get taken down. One more final shot. There's a big deny there as the Blade Master and the Keeper of the Grove are exchanging blows. We are looking at sentry wards down here for that Keeper of the Grove, as the Keeper of the Grove does, well, back away nicely, as we are looking perhaps at some pressure onto that Voodoo Lounge, or perhaps just trying to get a little bit more experience. Blade Master going to be able to easily heal up once more. Tech to tier 2 already done. Shadow Hunter being trained, as the Spirit Lodge is getting added in as we expected. Keeper of the Grove finishing up this Voodoo Lounge in a very forward position. We can see a Tree of Life being placed down here, and we are looking at a Tavern hero coming in from the center portion of the map, as Colorful, well, able to get his hero out faster since he hired it from the Tavern instead of training it from back at home. Meanwhile, Blade Master going after a Wisp there. There's a quick detonation once more, as the Archer's Keeper of the Grove could be trying to go into a slight engagement here in just a second. Blade Master does show +8 damage, double slippers of agility, circlet of nobility, and also throwing in a gauntlets of ogre strength, giving that level 1 Blade Master significantly more hit points than he would normally have otherwise. Blade Master, oh, sentry ward right there. Blade Master, is he spotted? There was a sentry ward right there, and the Blade Master was in fact spotted. Now going to get caught up against the side right there as the Blade Master decides to back away. Keeper of the Grove actually taking a little bit of a pelting from the Trappers and the Ogre Magi here as the Ice Troll Priest, well, continues to do his job trying to heal things up. So far, the Blade Master going to try and engage here. Blade Master now looking to back away. Where is that Shadow Hunter? We may end up getting a quick hex onto some of these units here, and a quick hex would mean, well, perhaps being able to shut down one of those units easily. Meanwhile, a Peon trying to get away with a little bit of gold. There is an entangle there as the Blade Master suffers a little bit more damage once again. Must recognize that there is a sentry ward into this position somewhere as the Blade Master unable to, well, stop any of this creeping here effectively. There's a Dust of Appearance. There's a little bit more damage again. Staff of Teleportation entangle isn't going to be enough to shut down the Blade Master. Blade Master falls at level 1, and now the Keeper of the Grove trying to get that last final bit of experience and picks up the Talisman of Evasion. All right, Shadow Hunter does go for Serpent Wards, but he is going to be in a little bit of trouble as he's taking a lot of damage, now being forced to back away down to 90 hit points and still taking damage over time with that negative armor debuff. All right, one more attack may be enough. No, not enough. There it gets up to level 2, and that level up perfectly timed in order to, well, stave off a little bit of damage from that Acid Bomb's damage over time. Shadow Hunter down to 82 hit points, does have Healing Wave, could easily heal himself back up. Meanwhile, the Alchemist sitting at level 1 is retreating back as well. Tree of Life already in position to tank a little bit of damage and perhaps set up an expansion of his own off to the north as the Huntresses get into position here. All right, Huntress is looking to, well, throw some damage onto some of these units. Alchemist should easily get to level 2 as long as the Keeper of the Grove doesn't get too close and take too much experience. Shadow Hunter, Blade Master exchanging a bit of items, plus 13 damage now on that level 1 Blade Master. Meanwhile, the Tree of Life should be setting up an expansion here, trying to entangle that gold mine momentarily. We are looking at a watchtower being placed down as well, so we are going to be going into 2-base play by both sides. Couple of things to note. Well, Blade Master already in that center portion right there, trying to get after that Null Overseer. Null Overseer, however, it does go to that Blade Master, entangle Acid Bomb onto the Blade Master. Blade Master now in a bit of trouble, buys a Scroll of Healing. He is still revealed right there, trying to retreat back now as the Blade Master able to retreat here, and the Serpent Wards are covering the escape, so to speak, as those Huntresses do not want to be taking too much piercing damage from those Serpent Wards. Back down to the south here, well, Watchtower nearing completion, entangling of the gold mine nearly done off on the top. And this game so far is not going in any direction that I would have thought. Both sides still sitting on level 2 heroes, no one yet at level 3, and this is getting close to the 10-minute mark of the game. There are still plenty of creeps all around the map for the players to try and go after, but instead of going after those targets, they're actually going after each other's armies a bit more, not playing the game against the computer and those creeps. Watchtower easily going to get taken down here. No fortified armor on this Watchtower as it gets shut down. Meanwhile, Blade Master comes across, gets in some bit of purging as a healing spray being used to try and keep all of these units alive and well. Lightning Shield on that Blade Master. Blade Master perhaps going to cause some problems and able to get in a purge onto that one Huntress as it gets taken down. Scroll of Speed, it doesn't actually trigger onto the Blade Master. A little bit of a misstep guide there as he wanted to try and, well, catch up to a couple more targets as well. All right, a little bit of trailing damage that a Shaman may end up actually getting taken down. No, forcing a healing wave to try and keep that unit alive as the expansion off to the north is at full saturation, but will need to be defended. Keeper of the Grove Alchemist getting ready to engage again. Keeper of the Grove coming back around the corner. Level 3 on that Shadow Hunter could be going into level 2 Serpent Wards, and level 2 Serpent Wards do deal quite a bit of piercing damage per attack, trying to finish off some of those Huntresses in no time flat. Second Serpent Ward is already down. It looks as though, well, the first one was already finished off here as both sides are just trying to get away from each other. Second Serpent Ward down here, going to finish off perhaps a handful of Huntresses as the units are trying to retreat back. The Grunts are smaller units, but still have significantly more hit points than those Huntresses. as the 3 Serpent Wards are now poking apart that creep camp pretty effectively. Shadowhunter now low on mana though, as you see the Keeper of the Grove using that Scroll of Town Portal to head back home. Alright, one Huntress does get taken down. Serpent Wards being thrown down as well as the Tree of Life is going to be suffering a little bit of damage. Down to the south here, Serpent Wards, well, going after Huntresses. This is absolutely not necessary. This is significant damage per attack here. We may actually lose a Huntress to Serpent Wards, giving a little bit of bonus experience again. New Serpent Wards are being placed down as well. There's only one. There's a second one now coming in as the Blade Master tries to finish off all of those wisps in the back. Healing Spray, trying to keep all of those Huntresses alive and well as the Blade Master unable to take down that Tree of Life as that last Serpent Ward goes down. It really feels as though it is going to be a game watching how much mana that Shadow Hunter has. The more mana the Shadow Hunter has, the more survivability on the army and the more damage being done by those Serpent Wards. All right, Grunt down to 4 hit points. Blade Master gonna get in harm's way, but still that glaive about throwing distance, able to finish off a couple more of those units. All right, more damage getting added back up here. Huntress trying to get in harm's way. Staff of Teleportation coming in down. There goes another unit as the Shadow Hunter does have a Clarity Potion, throws down some Serpent Wards, and here's some more piercing damage to, well, fend off this attack of Huntresses. All right, Shadow Hunter still trying to get a lot more mana here. Level 3 now on the Alchemist, so level 2 Healing Spray most likely going to be used here to try to top off all of these Huntresses as that damage is going to start to pick away once more. The Serpent Wards, 27 to 30 damage per attack. You can see when they focus fire how much damage they do as the units are trying to retreat back again. All right, a couple of Grunts have dived on into that battle here as we're looking at more damage here. Where is all of that poking damage going to go as we're looking at another low hit point Huntress down to 159 hit points, able to head back. Colorful's looking at 50 over 50 supply. Fly sitting at 49 over 62. Triple Serpent Wards right there, 27 to 30 damage. Range is significant at 600, able to poke apart those Huntresses if he's not careful. Meanwhile, Colorful thought it would be a good risk to try and clear out some creep camps and get a little bit more of that level advantage, only to see a potential creep jack here. Blade Master does have an Ankh Reincarnation, can continue to fight across here as well as the Huntresses are going up against all of these Grunts. Grunts absorbing a lot of damage here. No lightning shield on that Blade Master, even though he's surrounded across multiple Huntresses as the Blade Master continuing with all of this pressure again. All right, triple Serpent Wards poking across multiple units. There are a handful or 2 Huntresses or 3 Huntresses hidden here. No Dust of Appearance, no reveal, and that would be a very big deal indeed to catch these Huntresses. Is Colorful going to get a little bit of a lucky break here? That is the question. Does Colorful realize, or does Fly realize? No, Fly does not realize that there are just so many units hidden right there. All right, Lightning Shield, Grunts units trying to retreat back. Huntress is hidden down to the south here, able to, well, stick around and stay alive. 9 supply of Huntresses, or 10 or 12 supply of Huntresses, able to retreat back. What a lucky break for Colorful. All right, Dust of Appearance. Always make sure to bring Dust of Appearance when going up against Night Elf and or Undead. So many times we see burrowed Crypt Fiends, burrowing Crypt Fiends or Shadow Melting Huntresses being able to stick around and stay alive, and that's exactly what happened here. The Alchemist's Healing Spray, healing up all of these units again, keeping these units all nicely topped off and ready for more action. All right, in the middle portion of the map, Keeper of the Grove in a little bit of trouble. Gets getting purged. They're trying to break free using a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, and it looks like it will be able to break free. Not quite sure why Fly allowed that unit to escape. Perhaps the treants in the front were actually opening up an escape path, allowing the Keeper of the Grove to live and fight another day. All right, in comes the engagement here. Serpent Wards are being thrown down. All right, Huntress is trying to focus down some of these units as well. Treants are coming in from the side, as where is that Alchemist in that frontline spot, getting in some acid bomb damage and trying to keep everything alive and well here without Raiders or Ensnare against Colorful's Alchemist. The Alchemist has been able to effectively use Healing Spray over and over again as we see the Blade Master fall, but Ankh Reincarnation will get him back up again as he is now stuck a little bit here. All right, units trying to retreat back. Level 4 now on that Shadowhunter. Still has a potion of mana. Uses that potion of mana and could be throwing down more Serpent Wards as well. Archers in that backside position. Now going after these grunts here, you can see that the archers with their very long range as well, able to attack from beyond the trees, as the Blade Master could have a little bit of problems. All right, Alchemist down to 34 hit points, could end up getting taken down. Is he going to be able to escape? No, he is not. Blade Master gets up to level 4. So much poking damage across the board. And who comes out on top? Colorful with a larger army. Fly with the hero kill, and no possible sign of chase, as the Serpent Wards would have poked across too many units. The archers do have 18 to 24 damage. They have the upgraded damage there. We are looking now at the Alchemist getting resurrected at the tavern. Perhaps the Ring of Regeneration should be transferred over to him, as we are looking at both sides still sitting up on 2 bases, with the main bases having about 5.5 minutes of mining left. Now, the corners of the map still, after all this time, have not been even scouted out. You can take a look here. These red creep camps are normally crept out very early to grab some large amounts of experience, and also being able to pick up that rather powerful item. Scroll of Town Portal quickly used by the Keeper of the Grove to head back home. Blade Master with some Purge, able to catch that Keeper of the Grove a bit off guard. Staff of Preservation, able to save a unit there. Lightning Shield onto a Grunt. Grunt now diving in after all of these units here, and could really start to do a little bit of a toll across all these units. Healing Spray and Healing Wave bouncing back around, as the Blade Master could be a little bit low on hit points. Perhaps Fly didn't realize the supply advantage that Colorful is holding. 55 supply compared to 79. Losing perhaps that Alchemist led to the misplay by Fly, thinking that he was in a better position than he actually was. Coming back here, coming back across, we're looking at a little bit of healing spray coming back into the center portion of the map here. We are still looking at Fly sitting at 63 supply, going up against Colorful's 79. The Shadowhunter desperately wants to get up to level 5 for that level 3 Serpent Ward. And, well, those level 3 Serpent Wards really open up large amounts of damage. All right, Raiders trying to retreat back away. No entangles, nothing there to try and keep those units, as we're now going to be taking down the Bestiary. Serpent Ward, or a Sentry Ward, is now placed down as well to keep track of all these units. Treants in the back. Raiders now coming in here. Serpent Wards being placed down. Serpent Ward cooldown. Scroll of Protection being used as the Blade Master tries to dive on in. Wisp being brought over to perhaps land some detonation. Shadowhunter quickly tries to dodge, as he wants to hold on to as much mana as he can. Blade Master too far from the Shadowhunter, unable to get a healing wave, as the Blade Master falls at level 4. Colorful with a very large army here. His supply advantage, 74 supply compared to 66, as the Blade Master is still getting resurrected. Alchemist could be in a little bit of trouble, gets Healing Spray, but then gets Raiders. Yeah, as soon as the Raiders are out here onto the battlefield, things are completely different, as we're looking at the Potion of Invulnerability used by the Alchemist now, and then using Healing Spray to keep everything else alive, as he's no longer able to be entangled. Keeper of the Grove still continuing this fight here. More Healing Spray, 72 supply compared to 56. So much archer damage, just pelting and making pincushions out of all of those grunts and all of these red hit point units. Units are trying to rush on through. Serpent Wards should easily get taken down as well. They represent decent amounts of damage, as the archers are now going after the burrows instead of actually focusing down things that could really deal damage. Huntress getting picked off here. Raiders, Grunts, Shaman's going to try and push back through the other side. Archers with two upgrades, still looking to land in some more volley damage there. Add in an acid bomb, and suddenly, well, those high hit point Grunts don't look so healthy. All right, Archers looking to continue all of their attack here. There goes a bit more damage onto a Raider, as we see level 5 now onto that Keeper of the Grove. Blade Master still looking to get resurrected. Archers, well, able to continuing to pelt from all of that damage. We're looking at equal range on those burrows versus those Archers, as Healing Spray keeping these units alive and well. Coming back across the other side, and well, the Shadowhunter looking for a perfectly timed attack, waiting for the Blade Master to come back out to go in for a bit of this pincer play, and it is level 3 Healing Wave over level 3 Serpent Wards, as the army of Colorful has transitioned into mass archers instead of the Huntresses that we saw moments ago. All right, mass archers here able to deal still significant damage as well, taking down, well, barracks and infrastructure with piercing damage. Generally, not very easy, but still able to get it done here, as the archers are now starting to fire back against perhaps and getting some damage onto many of those shamans in the backfield. Lightning shield could make short work across many of these archers, though, as the grunt still able to stay alive, and that lightning shield on those archers really increasing their damage there. 71 supply compared to 43. A handful of archers have fallen. More damage getting pushed on through. And we're still looking at the Blade Master with Lightning Shield and Critical Strike going after some of those units. 40 supply compared to 61 is still a 20 supply advantage, but no longer fighting next to all of the Orc burrows is a little bit of a mistake, as Fly really needs every bit of damage that he can get. Shadow Hunter and a Blade Master both low on hit points. Blade Master with plus 14 damage, level 2 critical strike, as Colorful now retreats back with his army. All right, the retreat, more of a tactical retreat, wanting to live and fight another day and be, well, in a stronger position since he has so many red hit point units. Coming back to the other side, Fly off over here had lost a significant number of units in the battle. Let's see, a handful of, well, corpses just all over the place. Just all over the place. They're showing the damage and casualties of that battle. Shadow Hunter nearing level 6. We may be looking at level 3 Serpent Wards once we get to level 6. Still surprised the red creep camps in the corner of the map hadn't been touched after all this time, as the Huntresses are now looking to dive on in once again. Raiders, Serpent Wards being thrown down. Alchemist going to attempt to get into position here. There's an Acid Bomb onto some fleeing units, as those units are fleeing back. Only one Grunt losing, or I think only one Grunt actually had that much Acid Bomb damage being dealt. All right, archers looking to continue to pelt down the Spirit Lodge here once more. We see a transition back into Huntresses from Colorful, and that actually is a big deal. Also, if you're looking at this one Shaman, the Shaman could have given level 5 to the Alchemist, but no, does not. Instead, going after that Spirit Lodge, and that would have been a very, very big turnaround as well. Alchemist just shy of level 5 right now. One more Serpent Ward kill would be enough. Archers are looking to finish off that Spirit Lodge and do in fact take it down. 800 gold sitting in the bank for Fly. Colorful sitting on 600 gold. Wisp still trying to hide off to the side here. A little bit more healing spray from that Alchemist. Alchemist still wants a little bit more experience for a better healing spray or Acid Bomb. All right. Ancient of Wonders being built right here amongst the battlefield. Meanwhile, Blade Master trying to take down some of those wisps. There's a quick detonation once more as the Raiders are catching some units off in the back here. All right, Blade Master looking to take down an Archer or two. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 6 now. Gets level 3 Serpent Ward's Healing Wave, trying to keep all of these units alive and well. Lightning Shield being thrown down across multiple grunts as the Alchemist finally gets up to level 5. Level 3 Healing Spray, keeping all of these units alive and well, as the Keeper of the Grove could be in a little bit of trouble if there's too many critical strikes. Keeper of the Grove, there's another big critical strike there, down to 174 hit points. Needs to get healed back up, as the Serpent Wards are now being cleaned up as well. Colorful sitting at 67 supply. Fly sitting at 61, able to bounce back and now have a decent supply, making up a little bit of a lost gap there. 62 supply compared to 47 though in terms of overall supply, as the Orc burrows are trying to fight back against all of these units. Blade Master going to try to dive on in. Perhaps we're going to get in a couple of lightning shields across these units. Blade Master continuing to dive after all those units. Mirror Image for additional lightning shield could work out well if the Shamans are able to cast it, as we're looking at a couple of detonations as well. Lightning Shield onto the Blade Masters, a Mirror Image able to rack up a little bit of damage. Healing Wave, or excuse me, Scroll of Healing and Healing Wave being used right there, as the Alchemist still trying to push through. All right, 56 supply compared to 52. Raiders now trying to retreat back. Huntresses are taking a lot of damage here. Lightning Shield across multiple units, as we now see Keeper of the Grove with Tranquility available. Should be able to keep this army alive and well, but Colorful down to 37 hit points. What army is there to heal after all this time? The efficiency and of that level 3 Serpent Ward and that transition back into Huntresses may have been the downfall. 32 supply now compared to 50. Colorful able to make that strong comeback here. Alchemist continuing the fight here, trying to keep that Keeper of the Grove alive with Tranquility, but a quick ensnare stops that Tranquility in its track as that Keeper of the Grove buys a potion of healing, trying to stick around, stay alive again. Is he going to be able to escape? Healing spray? No. Blade Master gets up to level 6, and the writing is on the wall. A beautiful comeback by Fly, who was well behind significantly much throughout this game. Level 7 now on that Shadow Hunter, so that Shadow Hunter does have access to Hex if he wanted it, but may not even need it, as Colorful leaves the game, giving Fly the win. A very, very non-standard game in every sense of the word. Off to the north here, expansion was established, mining nearly done. Many of the major creep camps are completely untouched, and we still have heroes with ultimate abilities. A level 6 Keeper of the Grove. We have a level 6 Blade Master who got Blade Storm, and a level 7 Shadow Hunter who could have got, but obviously did not. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments below. That was a rather unorthodox game. Fly really making a strong comeback in those closing moments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let's go through the score tab for you, for all you guys who like to see all of the fine details. Check me out again.